Baylor from La Rue de Fleur. I'm here with you again I think we're on part 3 of the La Rue de Fleur inventory review for the August trunk sale. This is the 3rd annual one. It will start August 16th and run through the 31st, all hosted on my Etsy shop. Everything will be 25% off, really easy, straightforward. In this video, I'm going to go over all of the very popular Minky blankets. I only have a few of them left. I also have a bunch of quilts in child and a few throw and a couple of bed size. So I'll go over all of that, but all of the measurements, materials, and specific details are in the listing that you can review. I'm just going to kind of hold them up and give a couple quick facts or things that I like about them, whatever. So you can see them in person and participate in the sale and find your favorite thing. I know sometimes video's a little bit easier than pictures, but you'll have both. So check it out. To get us started in this round, I have this little kind of like floor mat that is a, what is it? Like octagonal shape. And it has a little kind of like dapper fox theme. And I thought this would be really cute, like tummy time or a little mat for in a child's room or a little reading nook. So that's a cute size there with the reds and maroons and grays and black and white. There's that one. I have this one, I believe I call this Enchanted Forest. I also made nice little videos, just like short videos for each of the Minky blankets, so you can see them a little bit more detail. And I tried to scoot my camera back as far as it would go, but you know, walls exist, so there's only so far back that I can do it. But I really like this one. It's a nice, it's got corals and aquas, a little bit different of a color scheme if you're looking for that. Aqua, blue, coral, black and white, gray, really soft. This rosette Minky is like extreme level soft if you're looking for that. Then I have this one, I believe I call it Wonderment. It's got sort of a deer and, they're all upside down. It's got a deer and mountains vibe with little trees and feathers and some geometrics in mustards and like aqua, gray, and a little pop of coral. Really pretty. That has a aqua, like light aqua mint Minky back. This one is a stripped piece. And it has a big bold stripes of different pieces of fabric. And I call this one Beautiful You because that's what the little cards section down here says. Really nice and uplifting and inspirational, again with that super soft rosette Minky back. That's lots of pinks and coral, gold, navy, really, really pretty roses and all of that nice color scheme. I have this one that has quilting in it, so it's heavier if you're looking for something that's a little bit more snuggly yet than the Minky, which is a little hard to do, but it exists. This one has batting in it, like I said, and it's got rusts and like a fox and forest and arrows vibe. You know, it's those more like autumnal tones with gray and some buff. And that one's a little bit more heavily quilted than my regular Minky. They're all like great size for crib, but all the way up through even like older kids or just snuggling on the couch. I mean, I would still mostly fit under it. This one is the Ocean Prince, and it's got really cute, fun, funky, bright colors if you're into that, and on a nice marine blue Minky, little sharks and squid waves detailing in the fabrics there. And then there's this one that is the forest, what do I call it, frosted forest or something, frosted deer, I'm not sure, but it's really soft tones of mints and aquas and a little bit of this deeper peacock color with feature deer prints trees, leaves, some mushrooms. Really gorgeous. Nice and gender neutral on that one. If you're needing something for a baby gift, these are excellent gifts. They'll last a really long time and I'm sure really be treasured and stand out. So those are all of my smaller Minky blankets, always really popular. Then I kind of freestyle designed this throw quilt I'm calling the crisscross, and it has some just like really cool piecing. I think this will be an upcoming pattern if you're interested in that. It's a nice throw side. I mean, you can totally wrap up in it. It has some piecing detail on the back. This is a vintage fabric here with a neutral kind of like check pattern. I like the colors on that one. I'm just going to fold them later, or we'll be here all day. Here is a triangle print or triangle pieced throw. This is a nice size. This one also has the batting inside with the Minky, and it's really beautiful, fun, bold colors with the gold dots, and then the peacock and mint, aqua, coral, hot pinks. Great for a young lady perhaps. I have, oh, this one, scattered seeds. That's what I'm calling this one. And it is a nice like bed quilt size. This, I believe, covers a queen quilt or queen bed. And it has this really neat like freehand applique that I did with a bunch of cutout details that have kind of weather over time. It's got this really cool out of print Tula Pink giant sparrow print on the one side, and then the other side is piecing detail of a bunch of different like bold colored triangles with a few patterns mixed in. And the background is this like chevron print, and it's not perfect on the back. There's some puckering because it was quite a lot to get through my machine and try to do all of that applique. So, you know, if you're not bothered by that, this one might be for you. And the discount on it kind of reflects that it's like not as perfect as I hope it'd turn out, but it's still pretty, you know, if you're cool with that. This one is a Shattered Squares baby quilt. I really like the colors on this one. It's got that kind of like desert vibe with the cacti print and all of the solid and then dot piecing, and then there's a little strip of really cutesy print on the back for nice little contrast. I don't know, I think this one's sweet. And that was an original pattern, the Shattered Squares, which you can buy in the pattern section if you prefer to make your own. Even the patterns are going to be on sale, so great time to try something new. And speaking of patterns, here is one that I made from my Stars and Straps, which was originally designed as a more patriotic pattern, but it also works, I think, in this fun summer color palette. This one's got like soda bottles and watermelons and just like really cute bright prints that kind of reminded me of like summer and a picnic. And then there's got this cool picnic vintage fabric on the back and a dot. And this one is really large too. This is like a queen, basically a queen size. Also, I like that one. That one was really fun to make. I made that one last year in the middle of the pandemic. So, special memories. This is a nice sized child's quilt. And this was made with a pattern by Coral and Company. I pattern tested for her. And I love the square in square effect and then the little raspberry kiss blocks. And on the back is the castle and like kind of like old school dragon and like, I don't know what they are, little princesses, I guess. Oh, here's another child-sized Shattered Square quilt. This one's in more of the cool colors. This was my pattern tester, the one that I used to design the pattern, and it has those sparrow print on the back. This one is a expanding star quilt. The pattern is by Emily Dennis. I really love the colors on this one. This was some of the first fabric that I ever bought, even before I really sewed, and I had it in my collection for a really long time. And it inspired the palette for the star, which I love. This is kind of like really bright and fun color scheme. Again, like super gender neutral, really fun. And then the back is plaid in gray and blue. I have this one that is, I think I call it Chasing Rainbows. So it's got a bunch of rainbow. This is a child-sized one as well. And it has all kinds of different colors. This is from a Susie Quilts pattern that she released. And I like the backing on this one as well. It's like the fun like clouds with the little polka dots. I have this alphabet quilt. This one has alphabet squares. This is larger. This is probably like about a twin-sized coverlet. And I loved doing this kind of like jagged detail on, I left the edges out. So it's really neat when it's draped over a bed. You would see like kind of the picked detail around the edge. And it's got little alphabet blocks with characters on the inside. Really fun, different. Nobody's gonna have this. Oh, this one is another kind of more freestyle piece, kind of desert inspired. I don't remember what I named it, but I just wanted to play with some leftover triangles that I had and did those on a diagonal, and then I added some floral applique details and some cool vintage trims down here at the bottom too. This is like a throw, small throw or child size, kind of depending, or you could hang it if you wanted a big like wall hanging. Oh, here's a wall hanging. Speaking of wall hanging, I have this, I'm not sure what I call this one, but I love it. Maybe I don't have this for sale. I can't remember, but I really love the little triangles, and this is like what I've been basing. I've been writing a few other patterns for floral applique and basing them off of this one. So this will be the original inspiration for probably a pattern coming up, or maybe you can buy this one. I can't remember if I decided to sell it or not. Another expanding star. This one's very woodland themed and inspired. I love the dark colors on here, the gray and the really earthy tones, and this center unit star with the woodland print. Really like this one. Nice and yeah, just earthy, really cool. And then the back has this beautiful bird in the kind of field pattern. That was an Emily Dennis expanding stars. And I did one more of those. I really went through a phase where I loved that pattern. And this one is the same, and it is nice blues and greens with a little mustard, and the back is soft gray Minky. I have this pretty one that's just kind of squares and triangles, simple patchwork with the pop of this really bright highlighter color that was sort of all the rage. I really liked just experimenting with a really more neutral pattern palette and then adding in like the bright pop of the highlighter, and it went so well with this vintage sheet that I had. So that's what I used for the backing. Really cool. Like the sheet is not perfect, but if you're somebody that's into the juxtaposition of like modern and vintage, then you know, I think that captures it. Have a nice traditional buffalo check in peach. Really pretty. This is a good child's quilt, very neutral if you like to go more the neutrals route. Have a X plus. I made a large one of these that I sold, and then this is the little child size, little girls, very sweet. It's got you know, woodland. I love the woodland and the nature inspired prints, and it's mint and peach, light pink, gray. Very pretty. On the back is the like soft peach, and then this cute little border print with animals holding stars. And lastly, I have this bold number using up a whole bunch of triangles in a bunch of bright, fun print colors. And it's got the guitar print. It's a little bit more masculine, I feel. And this is a nice bed quilt. So if you're looking for something for a young man in your life, or even a young lady that likes guitars, maybe a little bit more mature taste, I like that one. It's nice and big, and then the back is kind of got some funky piecing of different coordinating prints and a big strip of the guitars, which you can't find anymore. Oh, and lastly, we've got the Primary Prairie, which is another pattern that I designed. This is the one that I made to design the pattern, and I try to sell off my samples if I don't want to keep them. And so you'll find those are like often the larger sized quilts that are in there, either things that I use to test, or just wanted to play around like the seeds. But you can get this one, and it's got lots of vintage fabrics. This vintage rose is really what inspired the color palette, and then I used up a bunch of smaller pieces in my stash that were in like the very primary colors, and yeah, I used that to design the block for the pattern. And then the back has some more piecework, another piece of vintage fabric up there, and that one is also for sale in the shop. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you have fun shopping the sale, and I thank you very much for being a fan and taking the time to support and watch and share and like and all of that stuff. So again, the La Rue de Fleurs August trunk sale will run from August 16th to August 31st, 2021. If you're a newsletter subscriber, check your email. You'll be getting a special coupon code that allows you to shop early the 13th through the 15th and get an extra special discount as a thank you. And if you missed it this time and you're watching this somewhere from Tomorrowland, go ahead and sign up so you see future things. I try to run a sale every single August. It's a great time for me, as I mentioned earlier, to kind of clear out. I don't have that much cupboard space in my studio, and I like to keep making, so I like to sell it to you. So it's a great opportunity for both of us to get something new and fresh and do something new and fresh. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your summer.